In the heart of a secluded valley, there was a village that lived by the warmth of a central hearth. This fire was their life. It cooked their food, warmed their homes, and lit their nights. But one day, a storm of unimaginable fury descended. Wind howled like a hungry wolf, and rain fell in solid sheets, extinguishing the sacred flame that had burned for generations. When the storm passed, a chilling silence fell. The fire was gone. A deep cold seeped into the bones of the village, and with it came a coldness of the spirit. The elders sat with their heads in their hands. The hunters stared blankly at the wet, useless wood, and the children huddled together, shivering. Despair was a heavy blanket, thicker than any storm cloud. It felt as if the sun itself had forgotten them. The world was grey, and hope seemed like a forgotten dream. But in the midst of this heavy gloom, one small child, whose name was Elara, refused to surrender, while everyone else saw only darkness. She remembered the stories her grandmother told tailors of the ancestors who first coaxed fire from stone. Her hands were small, her strength was little, but her spirit was a defiant ember. She found 2 smooth, hard river stones, just the right size for her tiny palms. She went to the center of the village, where the cold, dead hearth lay. Ignoring the hopeless sighs around her, she began to strike the stones together. Clack, clack. The sound was small, almost insignificant against the vast silence. Some villagers scoffed, others didn't even notice, but Elara persisted. Her arms grew tired, her fingers ached, but she kept her eyes fixed on the stones. Clack, clack, and then a tiny, fleeting spark. It vanished as quickly as it appeared. A few people gasped. It was the first light they had seen in days. Encouraged, Elara struck the stones with renewed vigor. Again, a spark. This time a little brighter. She gathered the driest moss she could find, creating a tiny, hopeful nest. She struck the stones again and again, her focus absolute. Finally, a single, determined spark leaped from the stones and landed in the moss. A wisp of smoke curled upwards, and a tiny, fragile flame flickered to life. It was no bigger than a butterfly's wing, but in the oppressive darkness it shone with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. The villagers gasped, their eyes wide. Someone rushed forward with dry twigs, another with small branches. Gently, they fed the flame. It grew, first tentatively, then with confidence, until a roaring bonfire once again lit the village square, pushing back the cold and the darkness. One small child, with 2 simple stones and a will that would not be broken, had brought back the fire. She reminded everyone that even in the deepest despair, one single, persistent effort can ignite hope for all. It's a powerful lesson for all of us. When you feel surrounded by darkness, remember Elara. Be the one who strikes the stones. Your small spark might just be what everyone needs to find their way back to the light. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little spark of hope today. Until next time, keep your flame bright.